Provo, Utah, October 2022. Brigham Young University is looking for an efficient way to paint all their fields now that they are joining the Big 12. The groundskeepers have been doing this for years. They've painted all the fields that they had to without any help from a field painting robot. But now that they are getting to become a bigger college with more sports, they know they need to do it more efficiently. They have to do all the soccer, football, softball, lacrosse, Quidditch, rugby, ultimate frisbee, flag football, NCAA game day fields, and all practice fields for coaches. And there are even more sports than that. That's a lot to put on their plate. Field painting is distracting from what their job actually is, which is taking care of the grass and taking care of all the plants there. It's a lot of time to go out other way and go paint the fields for all the football coaches and all the practice fields and all the game day fields. It's more than you can think, and the hours are insane. It's a lot on their plate, and they just need a more efficient way. This tiny mobile robot could solve all their problems. It's doing, as you can see, it can even do their logo. That takes a lot off of their chest. Today we're going to compare the new sport field painter robots to the old school push painters. I want to know more about field painting with the robot, but before that, I think it is good to know what it takes to paint the usual old way. Will you explain how we paint a sports field without a robot?
The robots take a lot of pain off of painting, but I'll kind of explain how this works. So when we do a field, it's just a big open grass area. And so this is the normal layout of what a field looks like. And you gotta remember, a soccer field is kind of the inside of a track, so there's a lot to do, like 125 yards by about 50 to 65 yards wide. And so each one of these lines have to be painted. So we first start with painting the one line, then the second line, then the third line. And the thing you have to remember is each one of these arrows represents a string we pulled down the entire field, which there's a lot of lines once you start realizing how much and how many fields there are. And the other thing is you also need to keep them straight, and you need to keep this whole rectangle in proportions correctly. If not, sometimes you end up with lines that are off and fields that are scawampus. So each one of these is a string we have to pull. It takes quite a bit, and you have to measure it and pull the string and then still walk the painter. So what does this usually end up meaning? It means you're going to end up pulling 19 different strings with 19 measurements, and you have to push that painter at least 19 times of time and energy, which means you end up wasting 4 hours. You cross that field about 45 times, and that's just to get the field painted once. So now let's talk about football. There's a lot of lines here, and these take a lot longer. And so during this little documentary, there's too many lines. We're not going to do it. Just know that there's a lot more lines and it takes a lot longer. Soccer's a good one to talk about because it's a lot simpler and a lot easier to work with.
I'm about to show you what you have to haul around when you are painting soccer fields without a robot. So if you look down here, this is about your basic bag, about everything you need in here, except you are missing your paint roller. This is the measuring tape that you have to carry around. You will carry around about 1 to 2 of them. And this is the hammer you nail the nails in with. That is a measuring tape that, not a measuring tape, but a roller measuring tape that you'll walk around the whole field with to find your calculations. And these are the string that you string everything out with. And then you will put a line over that before you do the actual white line. There is the painter that you put on the line before you do your white line, or the white lining for the string. So this is your pre-layer line. This is what the spray cans pre-layer are going to go into, mostly your red colored cans. So this one you're just going to walk on the line like this. After your line's all stretched out, you're going to walk down it maybe once or twice so it can really stick, so you can see where these lines are in the grass. This is a push spray can painter that we are looking at right now. As you can see, you do have to walk it, and there are 4 wheels instead of 3, so it's going to be a more straight walking line, no turning, nothing else. And then you will put your cans in this front little part right here, and you can keep all your cans in there, but it will use more cans than you will be holding at a time. And that little spray button is how you work it, and when you do it for hours at a time, it will make your hands sore. And then there is a little 2-pin push-up for their spray can, because it isn't a sideways spray, it's a straight down spray. So when it comes up and pushes it, it will spray straight down onto the field, and it only lays about a 2-inch line, and the field painter robots will lay down a 4-inch line, which is a perfect line for soccer. These are the big gash push painters. They are very messy and they are very heavy. Tiny mobile robots versus push painter. So tiny mobile robots has a lot less labor, and pretty much when you have your robot, you can go sit under a tree and relax the whole time while it goes out and does the job for you. While with a push painter, you have to go around and push this around the whole soccer field 45 times. Now on to the perfect corners. A tiny mobile robot will always get the corners pretty close to perfect, where a push painter, it will be off. It will be off a good ton. And then now, tiny mobile robots is quicker by about 3 hours, as you can see. It will take a soccer field 19 minutes and 7 seconds, where it would take you, using a push painter, 4 hours. That is a lot nicer to use to a tiny mobile robot. Tiny mobile robot has better paint, which is more vibrant and can last longer, where the push painter's paint will run out and it is not very vibrant. It is a very light color and there is not a lot of use. Now on to the tools. The push painter has a lot more tools than the tiny mobile robot does. With the push painter, you have to carry a whole bag of stuff around. And now I will show you some footage of the tiny mobile robot painting a field.